Good Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this Wednesday, the 3rd of September 2014. Skies are starting to clear out just a little bit across the region this morning as a cold front makes its way through and now south of the region. And as a result, the winds have all turned around out of the northwest and they're pretty light this morning too. And temperatures are falling off just a little bit from the lows this morning, which were just about where they are now in the mid 60s to around 70 degrees across the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metro area. Dew points are starting to dry out too. They're generally in the upper 50s to the low 60s across the region, and the dew points will continue to fall off a little bit more during this afternoon, but the northwesterly winds means that downsloping will take effect, and temperatures will probably rise into the mid and upper 80s, and with a lot of sunshine, that's going to make it feel hot today again, as we mentioned yesterday, but not as humid. Visible pass of the satellite imagery this morning shows clearing skies taking place as the cold front has passed. The water vapor channel still showing a little bit of moisture here across our southern and western zones as a result of the cold air, or actually not the cold air, but the drier air trying to make its way in through the region as the cold front continues to sink through the south this morning. And most of the precipitation is now well offshore, and we're not really forecasting any precipitation for the remainder of today. There are no land, sea, or air advisories in effect. No delays at the airports today for the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia metropolitan area. Get right back into the tropical discussion here with Tropical Storm Dolly. Tropical Storm Dolly, still a tropical storm, wind speeds about 40 miles an hour, wind gust up to 50 miles an hour. And we'll get to this. It will continue to become a depression over the next 12 to 24 hours, but producing some moderate to heavy rains across the mountainous regions here in eastern Mexico, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Meanwhile, we now have Tropical Storm Norbert in the eastern Pacific. Wind gust up to 60 miles an hour, wind speeds rather, wind gust up to 70 miles an hour. This is forecast to become a minimal hurricane within the next 24 hours and remain a hurricane through the next 72 hours, and then becoming a tropical storm system as it makes its way south of the Gulf of California. And tropical storm warnings remain in effect from the Gulf Coast of Mexico to Cabo Rojo to Boca de Catan. At 4 a.m., the center of Tropical Storm Dolly was near latitude 21.8 north, 98.4 west longitude. Dolly moving toward the west at 8 miles per hour. This general motion to continue over the next day or so. And on this track, the center of Dolly will move further inland over the eastern Mexican coastline during today. Maximum sustained winds have decreased to near 40 miles an hour as expected with higher gust. Additional weakening will occur during the next 24 hours while Dolly moves inland. System expected to dissipate by Thursday. Tropical storm force winds extend outward to 140 miles, mainly over the water to the northeast of the center, and the minimum central pressure is 29.65 inches. Rainfall. Dolly is expected to produce rainfall amounts of 5 to 10 inches with isolated maximum amounts of 15 inches across much of the Nuevo Leon area, as well as northern Veracruz and eastern San Luis Potosi, Mexico through Wednesday evening. This rainfall is expected to cause life-threatening flash floods and mudslides in areas of mountainous terrain. Tropical storm conditions are expected in portions of the warned area within the next few hours. And the government of Mexico has issued a tropical storm warning for Baja California, Sur, from La Paz southward across the southern tip of Baja California northward to Santa Fe. Tropical storm watch has also been issued for the southwestern coast of Baja California's peninsula from north of Santa Fe northward to Cabo San Lazaro. Right now, a tropical storm watch is in effect for the north of Santa Fe northward to Cabo San Lazaro, Mexico. And as of 2 a.m. this morning, Tropical Storm Norbert was moving at about 19.6 north, longitude 107.6 west. It's moving to the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Expected to continue through this on Thursday. The forecast track, the center of Norbert expected to become or move away from the southwestern coast of Mexico tonight and Wednesday and approach the southern tip of Baja California Peninsula on Thursday. The tropical storm force winds extend outward to 60 miles from the center. Minimum central pressure 29.50 inches. Rainfall. Norbert expected to produce rainfall of 2 to 4 inches over Colima and western parts of Michoacan and Jalisco in southwestern Mexico through Wednesday. The surf. Large swells will affect portions of southwestern coast of Mexico today and Thursday and produce dangerous surf conditions and rip currents. The large swells will gradually spread northward into the southern coast of Gulf of California and affect the southern portions of Baja California Sur by Thursday. And conditions are pretty calm this morning across the aviational weather deck. We're basically going to have VFR conditions with the west-northwest winds at less than 10 knots today, possibly sea breeze later this afternoon, Atlantic City and Millville. Little in the way of cloud cover during today. VFR conditions tonight, light and variable winds. And Thursday through Friday, VFR conditions, some patchy fog possible Friday morning, which may allow for brief MVFR or IFR restrictions in a few spots. Saturday and Saturday night, MVFR to IFR possible in thunderstorms with the chances during the afternoon and evening. Right outside now at Newark International, we have 72 degrees, dew point 62, humidity 71%. The wind is northwest at 7. A few clouds at 20,000 and 25,000 feet. VFR in place. And that just refreshed itself. Philadelphia right now, 73, dew point 64, humidity 73%. The wind is northwest at 5. A few scattered clouds at 15,000, broken at 20,000 and 25,000. VFR conditions in place. And if you're going to the beaches today and just happen to be off this week still, it's going to be a beautiful beach day, but you're not going to see waves like this, nor are you going to see an ocean that looks like this. Sunny skies today, and basically temperatures will be in the mid-80s, northwest winds at 10, surf around 2 to 3 feet every 7 seconds. There'll be a south swell there. Surf temperatures in the mid-70s. UVI index is high. You know what that means. Sunscreen there. Low risk of rip currents today and no threat of lightning. The next high tide at Atlantic City at 2:44 this afternoon and at Rehoboth Beach at 3:09 this afternoon. Your pollen forecast for today and Thursday is still going to be on the medium to high side, falling off a little bit on Friday, much more lower on Saturday and Sunday. This is going to be as a result of rain and cooler temperatures coming in over the weekend as well. But nonetheless, we've got ragweed, chenopod's, and grasses still predominating through the region. Next couple of days going to feature some nice weather, some hot weather, but not necessarily as humid, and therefore it will be pleasurable to be outside as compared to what it was yesterday. And it's also going to be quite pleasant to be at the beaches because there'll be some sea breezes during the afternoon hours as the wind flow out of the northwest, even though it's downsloping, is going to be a little lighter, so that will cool off the immediate beach fronts. But pleasant weather indeed. Not really looking for much in the way of cloud cover today, maybe a few high scattered clouds, and that will burn off and move away as the jet maxes move over and northwest flow at the surface takes hold. Temperatures generally running in the mid to upper 80s today, tomorrow, and Friday. Could approach 90 on Friday, Philadelphia and south through the northern portions of the Delmarva. Maybe some late night or early morning patchy fog, but other than that, basically improving conditions. We'll find more of an increase in cloud cover and southwesterly winds on Friday. There could be an isolated shower or thunderstorm around the region in the afternoon with the heating of the day. Not looking for anything widespread until we get to this cold front approaching for Saturday night, which could bring some isolated to scattered intense showers and thunderstorms across the region. Morning surface map from weatherroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows the cold front as it slices through the northern mid-Atlantic region here, becoming a little bit more stalled out through the Ohio and Kentucky, Tennessee River Valley here. Notice the heights here, the mean central pressures here, and the mean still means that we're under the dominant influence of high pressure across the region, and that's going to provide us with a downsloping northwesterly flow and generally hot but drier conditions under this dome of heat across the region over the next 48 hours. GFS maps into motion from NextLab, Next Generation Weather Lab, College of DuPage. Beautiful website indeed. Been using a lot of their data over the last couple of years too. Cold front passes to the south, high pressure builds in. Not much in the way of precipitation, high pressure in control, hot, but not necessarily as humid. Over the next couple of days, southwesterly flow increases, and by Friday we could find a few showers around the region, maybe isolated in nature. And by Saturday, a cold front will be moving into the region, and as that cold front across the Great Lakes drives through the northeast and mid-Atlantic coast states, showers and thunderstorms will populate the grids by Saturday with warm and humid conditions, and tendency for these showers and thunderstorms to produce some moderate to heavy pockets of downpours. Obviously, a much cooler air mass is coming in for early next week. It's going to be replaced by this front, which will be lying to our south by this time on Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon with drier conditions coming in. The high pressure will tend to build off the coastline of the New England coast, and that will keep a northeast flow in, and that means a continental polar air mass in place as this fights off the front to our south and also the heat ridge back to the south and west, and that means temperatures falling back into the 70s and lower 80s for daytime highs. And this fine weather will continue through the early and mid part of next week before the next frontal system approaches, probably by later Wednesday night and Thursday. So keep those air conditioners pumping and enjoy this beautiful weather. Unfortunately, a lot of you have to go back to school today and for the rest of the week, but for those who are off, it's going to be a beautiful week indeed to finish through Friday. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a fantastic Wednesday.